Hey guys, it's Tony here with episode 70 of Behind the Hunt podcast. We got trading cards, we got toys, we got comics. We're going to review all the cool things we got this week. Go get a bowl of popcorn and be back here in a jiffy. That's too damn fast. And I think Nikki peed his pants. That was stupid. Hit the wrong button. So, how are you guys doing? It is the weekend before Thanksgiving. Holy crap. You got to go Christmas shopping this weekend. And next weekend's Black Friday weekend, and all the deals are going to be made. You got to come check us out. Our Stokesdale marketplace, we are stocking it heavy. We've got the trading cards. We've got the toys. They're squeaky toys. They're for my doggy. They could be for your doggy. If I don't sell these by Christmas, now they're coming home for me. I'm not lying. But I'm going to give you a chance for them. We've came across some really cool ones. And then we've got our huge $85 hunt of comic books. Got them all priced and ready to go. And then we've got all those Pokemon packs, Superman tins, and we did get a set. And I really appreciate you hanging out. Hey, Carter, I really appreciate you hanging out for the whole 43-minute episode. And that last card that we pulled on the table gave us a complete set. So it worked out for us. We're about 19 cards shy of a second set. So you guys, I'm going to ask you what you think about that. We'll talk about that also. Other than that, we've got our new comic books that we just shown. We're going to take them down there. And then we've got an episode of On the Hunt Top 10. We've got those Deadpool books. We'll go over them too. And why are we recapping? This isn't the preview. You came here for the main menu. But we're going to go right into the sports cards aspect of it. So look at this. It's a 4,000 card box. I know we're a little bit light. But what we're going to do is we're going to move our pops up on a shelf. And then we're going to make that Pokemon table trading card station. So what we've got is we've got some old 78, 70, I think so. We got some Topps football. We do a lot of sport card collecting back when we had the comic book store. Dad and I would do the baseball cards back in the late 80s, early 90s. But then I've got some hockey cards. We just got to process it and get it all out. And Nikki wanted to do a test market, so we're going to have the football. We've got Fleer. I think this is 92, 93 Fleer. Got a few. No bangers in the football game. This straight across the board, some value. But got a couple good ones. But then besides basketball and football and our sports, we'll add to it as we go through. This is our Magic the Gathering. Now, Michael was upset because he said he wanted to look at this. But what we've done is we've gone through and priced out our singles and our art cards. Look at that. Open border. Can you believe some of this stuff is only a quarter? At least I hope it's priced correctly. And then we've got, here, let's get over here. So we're getting up in the value. Look at these pretty gorgeous cards. Rare foil. And I like that one. That one's pretty. I can't read it. I got my glasses on my forehead. Here we go. Look at this one. That is a gorgeous looking one. And then Michael's like, oh, how do you know you're doing it right? So we go through TCG Player. We've got a couple $1.50 ones. Red Cap, Heel Slasher, Overgrown Pest, Vanquish of the Week. And then what we're going to do is I think anything under $5 and over $2 will get a case and come in here. And our money cards are still going to go into a comic bag and board. But we got a couple good ones. Nice foily land. Doomblade. Oh, look at that. That's a weird looking counter spell. I guess that's on the inside. Cool. And that's no idea. I just grabbed a sample of Magic the cards just to see if there's any interest. And then our comic cards. What is that? Armageddon. That is a promo card, 6 of 15 for that movie set. And that's foily. So that's there. But then I was so excited. Our Superman, look at that. There's some 90s here. So we were going through this set. So these cards are about 50 cents a piece. And then you get to Superman ones. Superman ones go for like $1. I've seen some of these go for $2 to $3. But honestly, it's a 90 card set. It's a 90 card set. And the set goes for about $45. So that's about 50 cents a card, really. But when you're starting to pick and choose, you're trying to finish a set. So those are our extras. And then this was the Marvel section. Holy crap. Some key characters: Sabretooth, Carnage, Spider-Man, Silver Surfer, Phoenix, Wonder Man. I can't wait for that series to come out. I think it's coming out in January. Vision Quest, we have to wait till next summer. But hold on. Punisher, Hulk, Gambit, Green Goblin, Cyclops, Fantastic Four, X-Men. Gorgeous looking cards. These are, look at that. That's so nice. But this is the Impel. What are they called? Impel. 1992 Marvel Entertainment Impel trading cards. Yeah, it's the original Marvel set. But gorgeous. So we got a whole stash of those available. And then I think we did the Supermans, which you saw. And then last but not least, that's what it was. That was an earlier card, Darkhawk. Holy crap. Like it. So that was probably the biggest money card there. Then our Pokemon. Holy crap. So what I did not know is that those Halloween have some value to it. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know when I'm pulling them over. I watch guys pull it out, but we're just revisiting, show you all the cool stuff we got. But there's a lot of, help me, prismatic cards that turned out pretty good. I get to the shiny ones. There's some pretty good looking ones in here. Hang on. Get towards the back, I think, is where the money ones are. Huh? No. But we'll have a whole slew of, that's because they're in here. We'll have a whole slew of Pokemon down at the booth. Look at that. These are nice. Not too bad. I think the $10 card I've got in a comic book box, a comic book bag and board, it'll go up in a peg. But not bad. At least some pretty looking foils. Affordable. But Nikki wanted to make sure that we got all our, these were some good ones too, from the from the Halloween set. Trick or Trade. Cool. Nick said we're gonna have one here that we're gonna fill, and then we'll have this box that's going down to our booth to start our trading card station. And then we'll process it, and we'll bring, not only will we bring cards down, when we bring our comic books down, and then we're gonna go ahead and show these to you. So these are pretty cool. I saw these. These are Marvel dog toys, right? They retailed anywhere from $10 to $15, and I've seen aftermarket these things going for like $20. But we got a deal. It was buy two get one free. So we got Amazing Spider-Man. It's not a real stocking. It's just a chew toy. That one's gonna drive people crazy. Hulk angry, but I love that one. That one's cool. And then Spider-Man. Nick says we're at the bottom of the barrel. We're trying to sell Christmas plushies for our doggies. Hey, come on now! You never know unless you put it in there. So we'll put these down into our store, and if they don't sell by Christmas time, I'm bringing them home to give them to my doggie. But my wife's like, "Oh, these are pretty nice. You should try to sell these." And then I was like, "I want them." And she's like, "No, let's try to sell them." And I was like, "No." There we go. There's a shadow on my face. I was like, what is that weird shadow? But anyways, so these will be at our booth. They'll be available. I'll put them in that box. And then let's go to this one. This was awesome. So you did know we were talking about that super. I'm so disappointed. So they were shrunk wrap tins. So this is the tin set. I am selling them individually, but they go between $12 and $18 a piece. And I was trying to figure out which one was worth the most. And then Nick's like, just sell them average price, right? So that way we're not overselling one or underselling one. They're all an average price. But I like that one. That one's my favorite right there with the heat vision. But it's a really nice set. Unfortunately, the chase cards were missing, and 35 cards per box. They fibbed. Oh, sorry, it's upside down. There was only like 32, 30, 33 cards in here. So you watch that long video. We went through the whole thing. I was kind of hoping, to treat it like a deck building thing. We wanted to use our camera here. And I wanted to use this set and how to do that. But the problem we had is that it's not integrated here. So then that means we are going to do that whole thing from a single camera point, and we don't quite have that worked out yet. We're working on it. We're trying to see if we can get it to sync with our channel, so we can just view that like an extra camera. And we haven't figured it out yet. So if you know anything about that and you want to contact me personally and help me work this out, because we've got a 5-way splitter, we have got four cameras and a microphone in a 5-way splitter. How the hell am I supposed to get a 6th one in here? Anyways, that's for us to figure out. But let me get these tins out of the way. If you can help me, that'd be great. But so these are cool, and I'll have them down ready to go this weekend. And then we are working on a second set. I'll show that to you here in a second. But we did go through. I can't sit the box in there. Here, I'll just do it this way. It's all gonna fall apart. Can you hear me? All right, look at that. So that's that was one of the better Magic the Gathering cards. Tigim, nice. But we got that one, and then I don't know how to do this. But look, the set. So it goes between $40 and $60, and Nick said, "Oh, we got 2. We'll just sell it for $40." So this is on the low end, but unfortunately, the second set, we're missing 19 cards. So we're trying to find cards to finish this set, and they're selling between $1 and $1.50. So that means we would have to spend $25, maybe $30 in shipping to finish this set to sell it for $40. Nick said that he might bump this one up to $50, but he wanted to sell this to see if we get a quick turnaround. And then if we do sell that one, then we'll buy the singles for that. The ones I showed you in the other box, those are doubles. So that's a start. But then that was the nice looking prismatic EX Espeon. It wasn't the freaking $200 one. I was all excited, but still, $10 card. That's pretty good. And then these, I'm confused. Nick told me the packs go anywhere between $6 and $10. So on average, $8 a piece. There's 5 in there, and there's 3 per pack. A lot of those cards are a minimum of 50 cents, $1, and then $2 to $3 for the foil versions. And that means if you open up 15 cards in here, you're going to get almost $20 worth of cards. So he said we should probably open these up. But what the hell am I going to do with 2024 trick or trade? And at a median price, fair market value, we'll let somebody at our booth get it. All right. And then the prismatics. So I've seen 2 stores sell these things for $12.99. A couple places had them for $15. And then onesie twosies, you see them for $8, $7. So we averaged out our fair market value for the prismatic evolutions at $9.99. Michael said the pull rate is really difficult at the $15 to $12 point range. But we did open up 5 of these packs, and I'll show you those Pokemon cards earlier. We got, for $60, we got $68 worth of value out of $60. So at least we didn't lose money by opening up those 6 packs. And then that is if we sell through, all the commons and uncommons. But these are going down. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of these going down to our booth at Stokesdale Marketplace. So that's really, it's a preview of all the cool stuff that's going to go down there. but I'll put that in there next. I know we're trying to streamline our processes. We have cleaned things up. I have got a sorting table here. We have got these beautiful sorting trays. This is already set up for our Godzilla, which Mike and I are getting ready to do for our set. And then I've got a Pokemon Magic the Gathering one. And then I've got a whole tray full of movie cards. And then I got a sports card tray. I'm going to clean out my storage of my shipping supplies. I'm going to move all my shipping supplies over one bay in the other room so I can put the cards here, get them out of the way. Because I've literally got tray. Hey, Trey. I got sorting trays all through here. And then we've got that huge Pokemon collection. And that's why we're trying to get this fixed before we can do that. So if you were looking forward to that big sorting, see what all the cool things that we got from, geez Louise, late 80s, early 90s, whenever the Pokemon thing was. I can't even remember anymore. But I don't know, there's good things coming. Oh, Nick said we forgot about the comic books. So we did the trading cards. That's all going down there. Toys. Yeah. All right. So hang on one second. So toys, same problem, right? Let me get that out of the way. We have got this huge bin, and we're trying to get this ready to go down to there by Tuesday next week before Thanksgiving, because I think they're still closed on Wednesdays, but then they're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday for Black Friday weekend. So we're trying to have more stuff to go down, so it's a quick turnaround this week for us. But we're going to have all these toys ready to go, and we're going to switch the layout, bring some toys back, and then put some more toys up for Christmas shopping. All right? And then other than that, we got this huge comic book haul. I think it was episode, what was it? Oh, episode 203, Behind the Hunt podcast. 30 comics, $85, right? That's not a bad hunt. Wait till you check this out. We should have done that one already. But here, look. So, right off the bat, remember we were talking about the Dark Horse Presents. So, even with $3.99, not a lot of value there. You got to hit the Aliens, or this is a Mask. This is what the movie was based on in a toy line. So I really thought jumping on that one, but it's okay. $3.99. Number 22, $3.99. And then we did get Lobo. Lobo's not bad, but this one had a little bit of a sweat swelling. So when a comic book is sitting like this and it overheats, then the condensation builds up and then it causes ripples along the bottom. I did not notice that when I bought this because the side and the top are fine. So that means this was sitting in a box like this and then it got. So technically this is a reader copy. No big deal. And this one had some value, but it's not Adam Hughes. Otherwise that'd have been a $15, $20 comic book. And then I was disappointed. I was thinking this was a $15, $20 comic book. But as you go into the series mid-run, they average out about $5 a piece. This one still has value. This one also. So this makes more sense now. So this was in the same collection. So this has got that same type of water damage here across the bottom. And then right in here, it was stuck to the other bag and board. Nothing's torn, but with the waviness here and here, it's still a reader, but that's pretty. That presents well. You can display that one for $5. And then I was also disappointed on this one. This one could be, I was like, oh, it's $15, $25. Nope, damn near close to cover price. Tangent the Joker. Another one. I was like, female Joker. I don't remember this. You guys remember what the hell the Tangent line was? Nick said it. I did all this stuff on my own. Nick has no clue. But I love Doomsday, Hunter Prey, Book 2. That's real close to cover price for crying out loud. Same way with this one. This one's not too bad. This is complete. It's got a mini book in there. It's got 3D glasses, Superman red, Superman blue. And then this one's also a book 2 of the square bound Batmans. Not too bad. Now we're getting into the bulk of these books are at a great price point. So issue number 300, Weeks is the artist, 1991. So geez Louise, that one's older than Nikki. This is a variant. I think this is volume 4. It's Deadpool Secret Comic variant number 3. Hilarious. I thought I had no idea that's valuable. I mean, at $2-3, I'm like, hell, that's not bad. Now this one, I thought this would have more value. It's the last issue of G.I. Joe America's Elite from Devil's Due Publishing. I said production last time, but it's publishing. The Hulk, this could have been worth more. This could have been worth about $25-30. But then we've got these little white, I'm assuming those are whiteout drips. I don't know who did that or what or why. Could be clean or pressed. But at this price point, just live with it. There's a clean copy. That's pretty good for the Lobo 6. And Nick did tell me we don't have any issues of Lobo. So that's cool. That's issue number 12. I thought this had more value to it than it actually is. It's a beautiful cover of Art Adams. Can't pass that up. And this one, man, I had high hopes for this one. Godzilla Kingdom of the Monsters cover A. This is a direct newsstand. That one didn't have as much value as I thought it was. But then this one did. This one's better than I thought. This is the amalgam Disney. I was going to say Disney. It is Disney, right, Nick? Marvel DC crossovers. Not bad. And then Chris, he was telling me, he's like, do you remember the other comic books? They had this. It was like, he told me down in the comments. Sorry. It's a good point. I think I gave you a couple points for that information because I had no idea. And then I didn't write it down. I'll have to do you justice. But that is a blackout cover. That is gorgeous. And then this one, look at that. I said this is a 1, 2, 3 Daredevil. Not bad. Pretty good shape. I was like, who the hell are these villains? Silvermane, Mankiller, Dreadnought, Blackwing, and the Savage El Jaguar. How about Holocaust? I don't know any of these guys. But it's just a cool battle. I mean, I thought that was the Collector. Clockwise from the top. Nope, that's Silvermane. So it's not even the guy I thought it was. This one surprisingly had some value. I did get to read the Frank Miller's article. That was pretty cool. I like Dark Horse. It's part of our comic book industry. Doc Savage, this one's nice. It needed to be a little bit better shape to get to that $30-40 price point, but not bad for $15. And then we have the Whiteout, Fantastic Four. This one's pretty clean. Issue 371, Supernova, Fantastic Four, Volume 1. John Byrne, The Thing. Hey, Danny, that's a gorgeous looking cover. We both love John Byrne. We've always bought John Byrne way back when we first came across him on the X-Men run. But I love that. Love that one. And then this one, holy crap, this one could be a $50 comic book, but in this condition, it's a mid-grade. So $15, not bad. And then before I lift this one up, the Hulk was the one oversized. I love this. I remember collecting these when I was a kid. Issue number 19. Don't have any more in my collection. At least I don't think I do. At least I haven't gotten to them in a while. But I'll pick these up. I'll try to complete the set again and read them and then put them out for sale. And then two bangers. I call them bangers. These Todd McFarlane's turned out to be beautiful. Issue 341 really looks like Todd McFarlane art. And then, believe it or not, 337 is also Todd McFarlane. Both of these are newsstand. I think out of the two, they're probably right in equal distribution between newsstand and direct. but not bad. So this whole set, had a $320. So my preview, did we make any money? Nikki said I did pretty good. I did some mid-range, good stuff, medium range. Couple in there. No like $100 ones or $85 ones or like smoking hot ones, but key issue number ones, key artists, right? I thought I did pretty good. And that's it. That's really all we wanted to do, because this is all even here. So none of this is going to make a top 10. It could. We could have had a really cool top 10, but we got to get it down to the booth to get ready for our new layout. Because if you hadn't been down in a month or so, we have got a huge 12-foot top tier, lower tier plywood rack with 3 arms, and I have 3 12-foot shelving. If you look in one of our episodes, 13, 12, and 11, I think those 3 show you the new setup. But that little back table, it's always been a staple in our booth. We're going to take all the pops off of there, put them on the rack, and then clear that up for our sports card. Not sports card, but you know what I mean. Help me. Our trading card center. That's right. We're going to have a bunch of sports cards, array of sports cards, more Pokemon coming, guaranteed that. We are going to start handling some of this Magic the Gathering stuff in the back, and we're just going to take it down to the booth and see how it goes. That's it. We're out of here. You guys hung out with us and listened to all my blah, blah, blah. And Nicky didn't complain once. He said that he liked doing this. It's an easier recap of everything, and we're not trying to force feed anything to anybody. He just likes the natural flow of it. So before we go, all this stuff is up for grabs. This isn't a claim sale, but if you reach Nikki and say, "Hey, I want that book," we'll pull it aside for you, or we'll go down and pick it up for you. Other than that, that's it. We guys have a great weekend. I've got a couple videos that we've got lined up to go through the weekend into our Black Friday weekend. Hope everyone has safe travels. I'm so glad that the airports are up and going. Safe travels for Thanksgiving weekend, and enjoy Turkey Day. And we'll have some more content for you over that weekend, and enjoy some football and get some food in that belly. All right, guys. Thank you. All your love and support. We'll see you on the next episode of Behind the Hunt.